Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have any questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached.
Around?
That is one of the ways. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those of you that need instant gratification in this millennial-based world. And of course, the show's Twitter feed is at Skimpod. That's SKIMPOD. For the more patient amongst you, which is none of us, let's be honest, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again, being spelled with a K. We're also available via Apple Podcast, something I've never heard of, Stitcher Radio. Are any of you still using that shit? TuneIn Radio, whatever the fuck that is, I couldn't tell you. Google Play, I've heard of that. I don't use it, but if you do, thank you. Spotify, now that one I use, so find us on there. I know we're on there. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Now I ask that you please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show because honestly, I don't do that shit. And I need someone to pick up my slack. Now, I hear that there is a group of people here that collectively discuss music, and they provide for you, yes you, a pod called Cast. It's a musical discussion show built on a hip-hop foundation, which seems to be what makes the musical world turn these days, and I hear it's pretty swell. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, The Real ODP, and your host, Internet's Tasty Tayrell713.
Hey yo, I was laying back, cool, calm, collect, with my man Mike off a second and Carondelet. If Atlas shrugged so he could give his arms a rest, I figure I could take the time to let my mind wander yet. Y'all scoring a game that I don't care about. Cause if you ain't dropping that cheap weekend shit every weekend shit, then they wonder about your whereabouts. I will clothesline a nigga and air it out. Cause time is precious and my peace of mind is paramount. Look man, we are not in concert. This is not a game, nigga. We are not in Contra. I'ma kill shit. I'ma be a silent monster. That will shit to happen like he Tio Salamanca. Bogart your whole shit like we in Casablanca. In the good times, they be quick to fall through. But in the bad times, no, they don't recall you. That's why no one makes it out sane in this game or get all you. Drive you ape shit just so they can Jane good all you. No. I am Hugh Master Killer, meet Master Killer. Your OG's OG, just ask the nigga. Audio slave with a mastermind. And any wall of sound Tigolo vandalize. Dog, I am no tap dancer, tiptoe with audio lap dancer. Sounding like rap cancer metastasized. It's wrong, it's cruel, it's fucking infanticide. A man with eyes that still see through pretenders. New Year's through December, long as you remember that I'll fucking murder you niggas. So help me God, I'll murder you niggas. Welcome to it. Stays Crunchy and Milk, episode 404. And this webpage, it can be found. I'm joined by my best friends. It's Tatum216.
Why didn't you say something about Atlanta? Because it was 404.
I mean, oddly enough, we just talked about Atlanta last week, so I mean, we're ahead by a week is all. My man Lunchbox 2099.
I'm 2 androids away from perfection.
We're going to come back to that one. And it's the homeboy, the real ODP. What's good?
Just a summer breeze makes me feel fine.
I was literally just playing the Ozzy Brothers version of that the other day in the car. Now, as we go, might as well have that little conversation. What's some songs that y'all like, somebody else's version of it? Where you just like, that is my version of that song that I fuck with. Like, I'm not saying who is that?
I don't know the original. I know the Isleys covered Summer Breeze, but I don't know who sang the original.
Who cares?
Well, because I don't mind his version. It
don't even sound right.
It just doesn't have the soulful edge and that grooving ass guitar that the Ozzy Brother version has.
All right, let's see. Let's look it up.
Seals and Croft.
Seals and Croft. There you go. So the Seals and Croft version of it is just it's fine. It just don't hit like the Ozzy Brothers version of it. I don't know if y'all know this. I might have told y'all before, so y'all might know this. It's two versions of What a Fool Believes. The Kenny Loggins version, who helped write the song, came out first and is on his album that came out around the same time. And on his version, he switches the genders. So she came with somewhere back in this long ago, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to he came with somewhere back in. And it just changed. It changed. The entire feel of that song is. I don't like Kenny Loggins' version of it, even though he helped write the song. But also changing the gender kind of fucks up the vibe of that whole song. So the Doobie Brothers version is the version of that song that I think is the killer jump.
I would say there's just a lot going on.
Yo, I thought that was at your house, and you was like, "Who the fuck I'm about to come?"
No, that's not at my house. I'm hearing it, but I ain't here. I would say I have a couple songs. I like the Phrase version of Kanye West's "Heartless" more than Kanye's version.
Okay.
I like it's like a punk band covered. I think their name is Framing Haley. Mm-hmm. They covered Lil Wayne's Lollipop. I like that version a little bit better. And then Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You.
Man, but
Dolly's that probably is the best.
I like Dolly's, but you're right. Whitney really took that song places to heights.
And of course, she made it her own.
Yeah, Dolly was mad cool with that shit too, so I kind of like that. I like Alien Ant Farm Smooth Criminal. It's no Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal, but I enjoy it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they're both good in their own ways.
Yep, exactly. That's what I would say about Seals and Croft and Ozzy Brothers version of Summer Breeze. Like I said, the Ozzy Brothers version is it's a much more soulful rendition, and it's got a lot more. It feels like it has more heart to it. But,
it's kind of like how I like when we were driving back from Memphis, and you heard that cover of "Carry On My Wayward Son" that I have in my playlist, and like you didn't really care for it, but I like it because it has more of a hard metal sound to it.
Yeah, it's just one of them songs that it just like the original. It's just like it speaks.
Yeah, like the original on that one's a classic. Yeah. It's just I appreciate that cover version just because it's like. Has a little more oomph on it.
I hear you. And sometimes you need a little more oomph.
Like I've even heard like punk version, like what's the name of the Newfound Glory. Like they do like all punk covers of like all kinds of popular songs. Like they have albums that are just punk covers. Yeah. Like they've done like the Titanic theme.
No, really.
Yeah, like all kinds of shit like that. And like I really enjoy punk covers. Like I've heard punk covers of like Taylor Swift songs. Like I really dig that kind of shit.
I heard an acoustic version of "Hey Y'all" that I thought was decent. I know it got some hate.
Man, shit! Last night I sent a TikTok to T and Anthony. There was a harmonic, soulful version of apple bottom jeans, hoops with the fur.
He fucked that dude's head up.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It felt like a love song, right?
And then, of course, Anthony sent us a barbershop quartet version of "It Wasn't Me Today." That was pretty.
I saw that. I didn't get a chance to listen to it.
Yeah, that was it was pretty good. Oh my gosh. Well, I didn't realize we was gonna walk that walk. I would have prepared more content for that. I like that. I just like the ideal of that, but
I kind of feel like the only one I really have is maybe "Bet You" by Golly Wild by Prince. I kind of like that. Well, I really don't like that version better. Maybe "Pretty Woman" by Al Green instead of Roy Orbison.
I like.
I never heard that. That sounds like it'd be good though.
I like D'Angelo's "Cruising" more than I like Smokey's.
I like both. I don't know.
They both again good for their own reasons,
Yeah, I just can't call it. I like both of those. Yeah. Like I probably heard D'Angelo's first, so and maybe that's like one of the problems. Not really a problem, but one of the things about being younger. Like we hear most of those versions, the newer versions first. Before we hear those.
I didn't realize that All I Do Is Think of You was a Jackson 5 song. I knew it as a Troop song,
Yeah.
So
This
it's
is the
like,
same thing with me and Whitney. I didn't know that wasn't her song originally until like last year.
No, that's
And a lot of like, well, I kind of feel like Kanye West, would like a lot of his beats and his soul samples
mhm.
made me go back in the lab and listen to a lot of old soul music.
him and Ninth Wonder. I like Ninth Wonder sampled something on the first Little Brother album. I went back to look up the band, and the band turned out to be these white dudes from Australia who was for a moment signed to like Motown. It was just like such a random cacophony of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Yeah,
how'd that happen? But it did. It's
They,
just a weird.
they were probably looking for like the new Beatles, like going to Britain adjacent.
Well, no. So what it was is, and what happens oftentimes. So we had what's my man? What you won't do? Bobby Caldwell.
yeah.
yeah.
Bobby
Blue Eye
Caldwell.
Soul.
Yeah, these cats who you would like, you listen to them, you like, "Hey," and then you find out, in my case, years later that Bobby Caldwell was white. It's like that's the thing they were selling a lot in the late '70s. They'd be like they get white dudes and white ladies who could blow the roof off of a church or whatever, and then you reveal that they was white through whatever means and fuck people up like, what? This is crazy. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but most of those like you know
The white reveal.
the white reveal.
It's
Like,
really like it's like a Trojan horse of music, really. Like you lure them in with a false sense of security, get them to get their guard down, and then you drop it on them. Like, oh, he was white the whole time.
yeah, but you guys mention the Beatles. Like the Beatles, all they like when you like watch documentaries about the Beatles, the Rolling Stones,
Led Zeppelin.
Eric Clapton. Like every all they want to say, like they all say, like I didn't get my influence from other other contemporaries. It's like I was listening to Muddy Waters. I was listening to
Yeah.
Down Soul. I was listening to Ike Turner. Like it was funny. Like when I was watching the Tina Turner documentary, like Ike Turner was butthurt for like many years because he pretty much invented the first rock and roll song, but never got credit for it. And
Oh.
like 15 years before him and Tina got together. So
Oh.
it's pretty interesting. Like watching that kind of stuff. Like what the Bee Gees, another group that mostly listened to soul music and stuff before, and you know that's where they got it from.
Well,
Did didn't someone like sample one of their songs in like early 2000s, like a hip hop group or something, and they were not cool with it? Like they did because like they didn't ask permission.
I don't know. That's something to Google. I know one of my favorite songs, "Ups and Downs" by Snoop Dogg was sampled by the BG. He sampled the BGs.
but oh shit! Now I was gonna say I thought it was common knowledge that black people invented rock and roll. That's not common knowledge. Are people starting to learn that today?
I don't know. Who knows? Like how many? Me and my partner were just talking about like how many people here have seen the Five Heartbeats before.
I've seen it.
I have not.
I mean, forever ago, but
Yeah, I think that's one of the if I needed to someone to watch a movie that in the Wiz, I think I don't know, but definitely the Five Heartbeats is like one of the movies that I'm like you need to watch before you die.
also we can all just a heart is a house of love.
That whole movie was magical. Like no matter how hard we try, we'll never say goodbye. I want to watch that movie now.
I threw it in the chat. The Bee Gees weren't happy about Wyclef's using Staying
That
Alive.
I was just about to say. I was just waiting to hop in because I was looking it up. But apparently they had beef with somebody last year using it as well. Another rapper.
I heard that version of Staying Alive. I wasn't happy with it either.
I wonder.
I like
if,
that. I actually like that song.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't.
It's
I,
okay.
w- I
You don't gotta
wonder.
like all the same things.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if they're cool about it. If you just say, if you come to them and like, hey man, I would like to sample this, rather than going through, because you can
Yeah.
just go to their label or whoever owns that track and be like, I'd like to sample that, and here's how much it costs. How much does that cost? Because most companies have setups now for that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
this
know who
sample
you
costs this
pay.
much money.
Searchlight Publishing.
MC Search denies all that, right?
Yeah, I seen the interview about it.
He's like, no, sir, you didn't pay that. Stop it, Jay.
I at this point, like, it's kind of like people talking about Oswald didn't do it to me. Like them bringing up like that kind of stuff about Jay-Z in the past. I'm kind of tired of hearing it. But one thing, like I just seen an interview with Cameron, which him and Cam wasn't get. I mean, really never got along.
Yeah.
But he said I got to give it to him. The shit is totally true. Like he came into the studio like, you know, I, I when he had just joined the Rock, and he was like, I know it's some animosity in the air, and I just want to say it's not on my part. And then Cam was like, "Oh, for real? Well, I got a song going. You want to get on it real quick?" And Jay-Z, in the spirit of reaching his hand out, he said, "Sure." And he said they sat down for 5, maybe 6 minutes, and then Jay said, "Okay, I'm ready to go." And Cam was like, "I thought everybody was lying about Jay don't write." He said he went in the booth, one take, 6 minutes, and then just left. And he was just like, "Oh."
So I googled greatest covers of all time,
Okay.
and there's a list here of 20 covers.
Okay.
So I'll start at number 20 and work my way back.
Well, first of all, let's guess right now. What's the go to the over under on? I didn't know that was a cover.
Oh, how many?
It's going to be at least 10.
For me, very high. Because, like, I'm very uneducated when it comes to a lot of this shit. Like I just told you, I didn't know about Whitney until last year.
I'm
And
gonna go with 5.
I'm going to think. I think I'm going on a different bet. I think that's going to be in the top 5 that I always love you.
So number 20 is Ava Cassidy's Songbird, which was apparently originally done by Fleetwood Mac. I'm unfamiliar with the song, no clue what it is.
Okay.
Number 19, Eric Clapton, I Shot the Sheriff, originally done by Bob Marley.
I didn't know that was covered.
I knew both those things.
I knew about the original.
Number 18, Run DMC, Walk This Way, originally by Aerosmith.
That's a collab. That's not. You know what? I do remember the story, and they did say it was kind of a cover to bring it together.
Number 17, Stevie Wonder, We Can Work It Out, originally by the Beatles.
We can work it out. Now, Stevie done a lot of covers.
Well, he definitely covering. Number 16, this is one I don't know. Take That, Could It Be Magic, originally by Barry Manilow. Number 15, Tina Turner, Proud Mary, originally by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah.
I like both versions.
Both versions are just like completely different songs, so it's hard to judge one against the other.
Number 14, Joe Cocker, With a Little Help from My Friends, originally by the Beatles.
I love the Joe Cocker version more.
I still do. I was about to say that. I say that's better. That's a cover that's better than the original.
Number 13, Gary Jules and Michael Andrews, Mad World, originally by Tears for Fears.
I knew about that.
Yeah, we talked about that a few episodes back when Cleveland Brown covered it.
Number 12, Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, originally by Robert Hazard.
There we go. There's our first.
I did not know that.
There's my first. I didn't know that was a cover.
Yeah, I was completely taken aback by that.
Number 11, the Isley Brothers, Summer Breeze, originally by Seals and Crofts.
Okay.
Number 10, Harry Nilsson, Without You, originally by Badfinger.
Okay.
Number 9, Adele, Make You Feel My Love, originally by Bob Dylan.
I didn't know that was a cover.
Number 8, Jeff Buckley, Hallelujah, originally by Leonard Cohen.
Hallelujah.
Is that a cover?
Said Leonard Cohen first released this song in 1984, and while you can't discount its excellence, it doesn't quite have the beauty of Jeff Buckley's version. Buckley was himself inspired by a cover by John Cale 3 years earlier. It has since been covered by many other artists, including a Christmas #1 for Alexandra Burke in 2008. All right, number 7, Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, originally by Prince. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I like the Prince version better.
Number 6, Soft Cell, Tainted Love, originally by Gloria Jones.
I didn't know that was a cover.
Number 5, Johnny Cash, Hurt, originally by Nine Inch Nails.
Yes, I like Johnny Cash's version better. I've heard the Nine Inch Nails one, but I do like Johnny Cash's version.
Johnny Cash's version is much better.
I actually want to hear "Tainted Love" by Gloria Jones. So I'm going to play that to myself.
Number 4, Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, originally by The Miracles. Number 3, this one, I didn't know this. Aretha Franklin, Respect, originally by Otis Redding.
I didn't know Respect was a cover either. My eyes are wide.
You would never know that by the trailer for her movie. They act like she wrote it.
I saw that the other day, and I'm like, when I read this, I was like, really?
It seems like such a woman's anthem.
Well, I think they were together or something. But it got to be like a story behind that. He kind of like how Kenny Loggins wrote the song, and then they both recorded a version of it.
Let's play. I'm gonna play Otis Redding's version of "Respect" right now and see what.
The little blurb at the bottom says, Aretha made the song her own so much that it's easy to totally forget she didn't record it first. Redding's version was a call from a desperate man who will give his woman anything she wants as long as he gets his respect when he brings money home. However, Aretha's version was from a strong, confident woman who knows that she has everything her man wants and demands his respect. Number 2, Whitney Houston.
Bruh, you want to hear the Otis Redding version of "Respect." I want you to know that, listener. You want to hear that. That is amazing.
And number 1, Pet Shop Boys, Always on My Mind, originally by Elvis Presley.
Get the fuck out of here. That should be reversed. In fact, that shouldn't even be that high up. That's not even the best Pet Shop Boys song. Get the fuck out of here. They fucked that whole list with that last call, bro. It's like, yeah, man.
I feel like Whitney should have been number 1 because,
by far.
she murdered that version.
Yeah, and if you're going to pick a Pet Shop Boys song, just do Western Girls. It's the best.
And I'm thinking about it wrong. It wasn't Otis Redding that was with Aretha Franklin. If not mistaken, it was Sam Cooke who they were together.
Yeah. I'm just gonna play it just a smackerel of a.
Is Spotify gonna allow that?
Well, I'm just gonna play it and you're gonna hear it from my speakers. So, not a big whatever. Let me turn my speakers on the computer.
Turn them shits up. And I'm about to push play. I already got it going, but here I'll tap it back a little bit, and. I mean, look. I would. Yeah, I definitely have to hear the whole thing, but it's got a completely different
tenor and
vibe.
everything. Yeah, it.
Yeah, and I'm quite sure about it. Ian Otis be ad-libbing his ass off, and that ain't even a song no more. He just be talking at the track. Otis Redding is so good.
All right. Well, I'm surprised no Jimi Hendrix songs make that list. Like All Along the Watchtower.
Can't hear you.
You went out.
Actually, I muted myself. I said Watchtower was Bob Dylan's first, right?
Yeah, it was Bob Dylan. Then Jimmy covered it.
Yeah, and Jimmy's way better. I've heard Bob Dylan's Watchtower, and it's like it must be some kind of way out of here. It's just nowhere near as good as boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go out on another limb tonight and say like Bob Dylan speaks to people, and then because I mean I kind of feel like he's trash, and then like I think he is a poet, and it doesn't lend itself to my ears. But it's been so many people that covers his stuff that feels what he says, but like like he doesn't have a good voice or like even a good presence. But like on the track, I kind of feel like
That's
I don't
funny.
know.
Bob Dylan on the track. Started from the bottom. Now we here.
And you know what? He did drop an N-bomb in Hurricane.
I do like Hurricane. That's destroyed a hurricane.
I mean, anything that was made in the '60s. I mean, we still weren't allowed to drink out of fountains yet.
But he dropped it in a hey, respect this black man kind of way. I don't know how he did it. I can't. You know, and I'm not Bob Dylan's spokesperson.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's all good. I'm not. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's all good. I don't recall. I've heard that song and I don't know the N word to be.
It
I
says
don't
like
recall it being a nigga on this track.
he's like
I'm
that's,
dropping in bombs.
he drops
Whoa.
one, not plural. And he says that's how the racists that put the hurricane in prison view him.
They view him as a nigga. I won't use the ER.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, there you go. We milked that. We juiced that whole thing for much more than we considered it, man. From a random introduction from the pod. So, well done, Gabe.
I know. I
like to set it off.
I got one thing to add to this.
All right.
The other day, I was driving in a car, and I recently got rid of Sirius. But never mind that. The listening to the radio, how barbaric is it now? You have to sit there and listen to music that somebody else choose is just barbaric at this point now. It's just like it's hell. Like
I couldn't tell you who a DJ is nowadays, or I don't even know if they have DJs still. I know more about New York radio than I know about Cleveland radio, and that's because I fuck with Hot, and when they interview people, hip hop people I fuck with. And so
I think Action Jackson's still around.
From like '92 back in the day.
Yeah, but he's on Magic.
Oh man, that just says a lot about me.
Yeah, when I got a car with Bluetooth and I had like unlimited data, the only time I listened to regular radio was when I was listening to sports talk. Yeah. I don't know who's still on like local radio shows. Like I don't listen to any of that shit.
What happened to Leanne Summers? She also was on 92 back in the day, if I recall.
I don't know.
All I know is I was in the car. Well, I wasn't in my car, and just listening to somebody else's radio, and I'm like, I want to shoot myself so bad.
Was it Lynn Tolliver on 93 back in the day?
Lynn Tolliver and Ralph Pooh. They rap him to the beat and they rap him to the groove.
Every now and again, like I feel like when I would go in the car, my buddy had Sirius. Mm-hmm. He put on like some rock stations or whatever, and like that's how I would start to learn some new music. But other than that, yeah, like that'd be my only exposure. Like I'm starting to find new music to listen to from TikTok.
Like it's been a couple of tracks where I'm like I've been like, hey, what song is that? Because you can often, yes, you can push that sounds button, but sometimes it'll take you nowhere. Mm-hmm. And so I've a couple of times had to just play a TikTok through play it through my phone because it's on my phone, but then put up the Genius app next to it and just do the find the music. You know what I'm saying? Like the what is that thing called?
Shazam.
It's a Shazam type. They have an app like Shazam built into the Genius app, and that has helped a couple of times.
Well, like sometimes too, like TikTok, like the people who mix the audio will take like the song, but they'll mix it with like a different beat or something. Like there's this one version of this Ariana Grande song floating around that has kind of like a Timberland beat behind it. And like the actual Ariana Grande song doesn't have that. And I very much like the TikTok version better.
Yeah. Like, come on, DJ, put that out somewhere.
Yeah.
There's that is interesting. Do you find yourself listening to newer music, or are you just like, I listen to what I listen to? You know what I'm saying?
I don't seek it out, but like if it like comes in like a movie or a TikTok, or I hear it on like the radio if I'm in someone's car, or someone tells me about something, you know, like I'm not like in high school anymore where like I'm waiting on bands to drop new albums and shit. Like I have probably some favorite bands where like I haven't heard their last like 3 albums. Like I get to a point where like I don't really bother. I don't put much effort in. I'm really bad about that.
Same. I mean, I got the fill of music. I have enough music for a lifetime. And, you know, you listen to some songs several times, and, you know, who has time for new music? If I come across it, I guess.
Perfect example. I listened to that Childish Gambino Camp album probably like 100 times.
Yeah.
Never listened to another one of his albums at all. Like I've heard some songs here and there. Never listened to another single one of his albums. And like you know, I've seen him in concert twice because I'm there with you both times.
Yeah. I don't know. I just I'm not putting in a lot of effort per se, but I'm aware when somebody I like drops some shit. You know what I'm saying? Vince Staples dropped a new album last week, and Vince been everywhere, like kind of advertising. Maybe that's another thing. Places I fuck with. He was on Deezus and Mero. He had a real good NPR interview actually, which is the strangest thing to say about Vince Staples. But I knew Vince Staples had new work coming. Boom, I got it. I knew Tyler had new shit coming a few weeks back, and so I was on it. And my kids will sometimes put me on the game. Somebody dropped the album the same day Tyler did. And he was so mad. He was like, I don't know what this dude was thinking because it's so whack. And I was like, yeah, there you go. You've made your choice. I remember when Nas' second album came out around the same time that I got Reasonable Doubt. And Reasonable Doubt was way better to me than it was written. And so there you go. It happens.
It was written is my favorite Nas album. Like
every time you tell me that, I just don't appreciate it.
I had 3 albums around that time that I listened to constantly. I didn't like Reasonable Doubt is okay, but it's not my favorite Jay-Z album. My favorite Jay-Z album probably right now is American Gangster. But
That's a good album.
And Puff produced that and post that album, but that's a whole nother story. But it was AT-Aliens, Iron Man, it was written. But what was I about to say? Like with new music, like I still like, you know, shift towards artists I already listen to. And like I guess the newest artist I've been listening to lately, not really even lately, because we've been listening to the Backyardigans a lot in the car again. But was Benny the Butcher. Like that's probably you know, probably the newest artist I've been listening to, and I only, you know, got hip to him because he was on Freddie Gibbs' album. So
I like all them Griselda cats.
Griselda.
Out of those Griselda cats, I like Benny the most. That's no disrespect to Westside Gun or Conway the Machine. Conway the Machine is nice. But
hey, Conway the Machine is such a sweet name.
Yeah, that's a pretty good name. I appreciate that name.
If y'all could come up with what would be your rap names?
Probably Little Kitchen.
Little Kitchen?
I don't mind it.
Little Kitchen.
Little or little?
Nope, little. Stick with little.
Yeah,
kitchen.
Little.
We about to get shit burning. Bro. We
always cooking.
Always cooking, bro.
Hold on. But like you got like your AKA would be Big Knives or Little Kitchen Big Knives.
Oh my
Do
god.
remember.
Big Spoon.
Little kitchen. You know the motherfucking meat cleaver. I keep this shit chopping. We can do this easily, sir. I just want you to know. This walk is a little easier than you think.
I think by the next episode, I'll have you a rap written, okay? Little Kitchen.
I'm gonna lead off the show next week.
Rum, pum, pum.
Turn my headphones up.
Oh my god.
I think I told T this, but I don't think I said this on the show. Me and my brother and my cousins wanted to start a hip hop group, and we wanted to call it Several Puerto Ricans in Chaos.
I'll let you spell that out like you do Stays Crunchy and Milk, and you'll understand what the joke was there. It's well done, actually.
My whiteness will not permit me to say it.
I don't know. Well, we were young and dumb, and none of us had any skills anyway, so I don't know what we were thinking. We just thought it'd be cool.
I mean, we just gave Box a part of a rap career off of just the name. It works sometimes, man. Sometimes you just have to make it, channel that shit through.
Sometimes when things are meant to be, they just come naturally.
Indeed. That is making it do that. So, how funny. Oh, my goodness. I didn't do a lot of news digging this week. Ant sent me a couple of stories, and both of them seem to fit the bill. Although, I did want to research this one just a little bit further.
Why? If it's not true, then it's not true.
No. It's not that it's true. That it's not true. It just seems to be weird that it came back around again.
Oh, you talking about COVID?
Sir. For whatever reason, months ago, I saw a story talking about Cleveland is the most stressed city.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it came out last week as if that information was fresh. And everybody's like, Cleveland is so. I'm like, but I saw this forever ago when this was first put out there, and I don't understand all of a sudden. I don't know why it
It's because like we're the Charlie Brown of the universe. Like we think something good's about to happen, and then usually the football gets pulled away.
Yes.
Like the Cavs winning that title was like the most improbable shit of all time. I'm still waiting for like Kyrie to miss that 3 or something.
They'll find out one of them was high during the game, and they'll
retroactively take the trophy away, like a college Heisman or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Cleveland will have to vacate the title because Dan Gilbert was paying LeBron $100 million under the table.
What if that I don't know. I wouldn't want that to come out, but I'm sure it's probably true.
There's got to be instances like that, right? Like fucking. Udonis Haslem's been playing on the Miami Heat bench for like 10 years now. The dude's like going to be like 42 years old and he's still there. I saw something the other day, like they want to sign him for the next season again. Like, I think what it is like when they were putting the big three together like 10 years ago, he took a pay cut so that they could fit the motherfuckers in there. And I think they gave him kind of like a wink, wink, like we'll hook you up on the back end kind of thing.
I wonder if they kind of gave one of them. What's that? Is that Bobby Bonilla or Bobby Bonilla? Is Bobby Bonilla who got that contract?
Oh, with the
he's
Mets?
Still getting paid by the Mets.
Well, like they can't like cap like front office salaries, right? Like I imagine the teams can pay like a GM or like an executive, whatever the fuck they want. So like if you're a player and like the team, is the one employing you, it's not the league. So like what's to stop them from being like, okay, who's popular right now? Like Damian Lillard. Say Damian Lillard's a free agent. What's to stop Portland from going, okay, Damian Lillard, you sign with us for $250,000 for this coming season, and then like when you retire, we'll give you a cushy executive job for $30 million a year. And then like Damian Lillard doesn't even have to show up to the office. Like he has one, like a door with his name on it, but he's off in the Hamptons or something every day. Like no one's actually checking on him and expecting anything of him. Like there's probably some league-wide rules about that, but like how are you really going to police that? Like, say someone retires and then 5 years after they stop playing, the team just starts throwing crazy amounts of money at them. Like, is the NBA really going to step in and be able to do something?
Probably not.
Just probably start tossing fines and shit. Maybe it was the most stressful city in 2020 as well as 2021. I can't call it, man. Like I said, I really want to find the article, the original one from some months back. But let's get to it. According to a website called Wallet Hub, another thing about this article, I've never heard of Wallet Hub. You ever heard of Wallet Hub in y'all travels?
That's not the hub I'm familiar with.
No, I have not.
In a study of more than 180 cities, none were more stressed than Cleveland. This is David Dino Donatale. Editor's note: the above video was a previously published story about Wallet Hub in Cleveland. So even now, we know it was a previously published junk. So we've all had to deal with stress, especially over the past 16 months during the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a new study by Wallet Hub, no city in America is having a more difficult time handling stress in 2021 than Cleveland. To calculate rankings of 2021's most and least stressed cities, Wallet Hub compared more than 180 cities across 4 dimensions using 41 key metrics. The 4 dimensions are work stress, financial stress, family stress, and health and safety stress. The key metrics range from COVID-19 cases to average weekly work hours to divorce and suicide rates. Cleveland was number 1 in financial stress and family stress in the key dimensions and number 3 in health and safety stress among key metrics. Cleveland was number 1 in poverty rate as well as divorce rate, plus number 2 in lowest average hours of sleep per night. A recent study on stress by the American Psychological Association found that more than 6 in 10 adults have undesired weight changes since the start of the pandemic, and 1 in 4 essential workers have been diagnosed with mental health disorders. Here are the top 10 most stressed cities in the United States according to Wallet Hub: Cleveland, Detroit, New Orleans, Baltimore, Newark, San Bernardino, California, Birmingham, Alabama, North Las Vegas, Nevada, Philadelphia, and Memphis.
So it's just like there's like a correlation between poverty and stress.
Shocking. The least stressed cities in America: South Burlington, Vermont. Here's how the rest of Ohio fared in the study: number 20, Toledo; number 22, Akron; number 26, Cincinnati; number 83, Columbus. And again, like Gabe shoots it right in the motherfucking head. It's poverty and the stress related with that. Cleveland, Detroit, New Orleans, Louisiana is one of the most poor states in the union. Newark, I have no idea what's popping in San Bernardino, California, but North Las Vegas, Nevada seems like where probably everybody who works in Nevada lives. You know what I'm saying? Philadelphia and Memphis. And Box has told you about what he saw when he was in Memphis. I was raised in Memphis, and Memphis has some problems depending on what part of Memphis you're in. So I could see how poverty levels could lead to stress.
I was 2 blocks from the Grizzlies. I was 2 blocks from the Grizzlies basketball arena, and I thought I was going to get robbed at the gas station. Like, that's how bad Memphis was in the area I was in the first time. Where we were at, like, when we went down for your aunt's funeral, it wasn't like anything spectacular, but it wasn't like bad or anything. It felt very residential and very spread out.
Yeah.
What's Memphis Bleak doing about all this poverty?
Smoking that la. That's what he always did. A follow-up to that article, again, this is also on Channel 3's website. How are you feeling, Cleveland? A little stressed out? More stressed out than any other place in America? If not, you must be doing something wrong, because you should be. According to the latest clickbait list article that your cousin posted on Facebook, Cleveland is the most stressed out city in the nation. You may remember our good friends at Wallet Hub from countless previous lists that have informed us of how bad we are at everything and how foolish it is to live here. Notable past hits have ranked Cleveland as 3rd neediest, 47th most obese, 2nd saddest, 36th city for your skin, which may seem a little petty, 36th worst city for your skin. These lists are rarely flattering, often dubious in how they arrive at their conclusions, but darn if that doesn't stop us from passing them around and talking about them.
I'm guilty.
It's human nature to want to compare things to determine how we measure up against others, or at least how we are perceived to measure up. We like lists because they condense big concepts and ideals into easy, manageable bullet points that appeal to our ever diminishing attention spans. So it's understandable why websites like Wallet Hub, Forbes, NerdWallet, etc. choose to go this route to get our attention. But how accurate can the results actually be, and how seriously should we take them? I spoke with Wallet Hub and analyst Jill Gonzalez, who explained that they examine around 40 different metrics to reach their conclusion. The rankings do change from year to year, but Cleveland typically is not moving in a lot of these factors, she explained. We do look at existing data points from everywhere, from the Bureau of Labor Statistics to the Department of Housing and Urban Development to Gallup and the CDC. So we're looking at a lot of different data points here. In terms of the financial stress and family stress that's where Cleveland really hasn't budged too much in the past few years. Everything from high foreclosure rates and personal bankruptcy rates to very high, in fact, the highest separation and divorce rates. The most important thing to remember about all these lists, regardless of the methodology they employ, is they all have ulterior motives of some sort. No websites are engaging in exhaustive research ranking which cities are the best for walking your dog out of the goodness of their hearts. All of these sites, in one way or other, are selling something. The primary way they make money is by showing you ads. In Wallet Hub case, it's for financial products. They get paid for you to if you sign up for one of these offers through their site. Some list sites also gather information on you through cookies, allowing them to personalize future ads more directly towards you. All that said, this doesn't necessarily mean that these articles are entirely inaccurate, and obviously some sites are more reputable and serious in their approach than others. We do our best to go about this as scientifically as possible, Gonzalez said. It's not a survey. We're not asking people how they feel. We really are quantifying it in terms of metrics, and the methodology is come up with not only by our team, but we actually talked to a team of academic experts to come with this methodology as well. If you're trying to gauge the accurate, all of a sudden the article just started playing in my head. All of a sudden the video just started playing in that article, and just out of nowhere, and I could hear it, but you couldn't, so that's good. If you're trying to gauge the accuracy of articles like these, it's all about the methodology. Where did the site get the information from? If it's based on data from places like Census Bureau and Pew Research, it has a better chance of being accurate than info derived from a phone survey of 100 people who are willing to answer the landline to respond to a phone and take questions from a website called clickmonkey.org. Take those results with a big grain of salt. So next time you get annoyed when you see one of these lists pop up that says Cleveland has the worst BO or the ugliest children in the nation, or wherever they throw us at us, just remember to check their sources and keep it in perspective. After all, literally anyone can make a list and put it online. Like this list I just made of Cleveland's 3 most hated websites based totally on scientific study conducted by me. Number 3, Steelers.com. Number 2, veganhealth.org. And number 1, you guessed it, WalletHub.com. Don't get mad about it. Wallet Hub, it's nothing personal. I only report what the data tells me. And for you, Cleveland, remember to keep those silly lists in perspective. There's certainly not anything to be stressed about.
So. All right. I just decided my new MC name would be Click Monkey.
It's the Click Monkey in the building. So that was that. I'm glad we had that one and a backup to discuss that. That led to some things. This is just funny. It's not too long. Oh, it's longer than you think it would be, but whatever. This is from the Daily Dot. Catherine Carden. Woman reports her Doritos Locos taco missing from DoorDash order. Dasher caught. Dorito dusted hand.
Oh.
A woman's taco was missing from her DoorDash order, which was no big deal until the evidence suggested the taco was eaten by the DoorDasher herself. In a TikTok posted Saturday, Caitlin8560, because this is the world we live in now. It's like, what is that person's actual name? Shares her DoorDash receipt from Taco Bell. She says when the food arrived at her door, the bag was ripped, but she didn't think much of it because things happen. However, when she went to divide the food up for her family members, she noticed that her own food, one Doritos Locos taco, was missing from the order. Also, common, happens all the time, she says. Not really going to worry about it. Just going to go ahead and get a little refund Call it a day, she says about the missing taco. But then she was sent the drop-off photo by her DoorDasher. Y'all, tell me that ain't Dorito dust on this woman's finger, she narrates. Tell me this woman didn't eat my taco now. The photo shows a slightly crumpled bag of Taco Bell sitting in front of the customer's door, but the photographer's fingers are in the shot, appearing to be covered in an orange residue. Some alleged DoorDashers commented on the video. Please get her fired so us honest dashers get more work. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Honest dashers.
As a dasher, the seal should never be broken. That's what it's there for, so nobody's messing with your food.
She broke the sacred Dasher code.
Apparently, I do Uber Eats, and I was going to say, hey, Taco Bell is constantly missing stuff, but no, that's definitely Dorito dust. Other people said similar things have happened to them while using food delivery services. My Dasher ate our sub sandwiches in their car in front of our house, then marked it as delivered and drove away.
That's some bold shit. I can't believe people would be so bold.
The TikTok is now 672,000 views, and Caitlin assures everyone that the DoorDasher was tipped 30%.
All right, hold on. I'm about to send y'all something that makes me think this is a lie. So keep going.
All right, another user, Mangos.utter, accused the TikTok of being fake. It's a funny story that would get a lot of likes on here, they commented. The original creator responded by posting another TikTok which shows the full message and DoorDash reimbursement for missing tacos. This is not the first time a customer has claimed a DoorDashers ate their food. The Daily Dot previously reported on one Dasher who took off with a bag of food after taking a picture to prove it was delivered. Oh shit! All right, what are you sending us?
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you now. This is the only reason this might be bogus. I just sent it in the chat.
Taco Bell giving away free Doritos Locos Tacos.
No, look at the picture. Look at the picture of the tacos. Doritos Los Tacos come in a sleeve. How would she ever have orange stuff on her fingers?
Unless she just snatched them hoes out and took it to the face. I hear you.
Yeah. And tacos are just messy enough that you try to stay within the confines of the taco.
Especially if you have to eat it on a run.
You're eating it in a car. You're definitely holding it by the sleeve.
Yeah.
But cool story still.
Anthony over here solving crimes, y'all. All these damn true crime podcasts you've been watching is putting them on the game. But that's just stories for the week. One Ohio related yarn, and then a not. We've all had some chats. I mean, is there anything that has been going on this week that y'all like? I'll be saving this one for the show, and if so, please share it with the class.
Me and my partner were talking the other day because kids are getting bigger, and you got to start getting rid of some of their smaller clothes. And we were trying to figure out a place that we could send them that we felt comfortable, because we were. I guess we had come to the realization that the Goodwill is just like a company. It's not, that doesn't really benefit anybody. Like, I remember a friend of mine told me that when he was working there, they would just Google stuff and look how much stuff costs on Amazon. I remember when I was a kid, books was all 10 cents.
Yeah.
Like, you sent something, you got a book there that was all 10 cents, no matter what the book was, no matter what the value of the book was, 10 cents. But later on, okay, well, this is a Stephen King book. This is $3. The rest of these is 10 cents. When I was a kid, all shoes was $2. But now, that's not how it go no more. These shoes is $2 on this rack, but this shoe up here in the in this glass container is $30.
Mm-hmm.
So these jeans, like everything has changed. So we were like, I don't know if that's where we really want to take these clothes to, because we don't know if this is where it's getting its best use.
Yeah.
Dude, when I worked there, we had a booklet in the back for clothing that had, like, there was like the base prices for like all clothing. Like pants were like $3.50, or jeans were like $5. Like shirt was $3.50. Like that was the base. But then there was like a box that had a list of like quote unquote more name brand clothes. And if you got like a shirt or a pants that was from those, you were supposed to take the baseline price and add $2. So then that shirt would become $5.50, or those jeans would be $7. Or and if it was something like say someone who was working there knew that brand was like even more expensive than that, then they might consider putting it in the case up front for like a higher markup.
So, for example, baseline jeans, Wrangler. Then, if you got some polo jeans in, you add those $2 in. But if you back in the day, if you got some True Religions, they go in the glass case.
Basically, yeah, you nailed it. Like I remember one time we had I think it was BCBG was like the hot shit at the time, and we had like a BCBG dress that went in the case for like $100.
So that means it must have been 3 online or something like that.
I don't even think they like looked that one up in particular. I think they just guessed.
$100. Why you tell me this dress is that damn good?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's sold. That's the thing. Like, they're like, because like they had this very conversation when I worked there. Like management talked about this in like meetings and shit, where it was like they were trying to shift the thought of like people thinking that Goodwill was like a 10-cent store into an actual, like they were trying to make Goodwill this is when I worked there like 10 years ago. They were trying to make it so that people considered Goodwill a retail store that was just like a step below like Kmart or Walmart. They didn't want Goodwill to be thought of as like a thrift store where you go to get cheap shit.
We don't got cheap shit. We just got shit.
Yeah, we got used all right stuff.
Motherfucker.
So when my mom managed like Goodwill's back in the day, Goodwill's whole thing was they would hire disabled people, so they'd have a job and an opportunity, to have a job and work. And so they had disabled people, separating clothes or doing whatever. That was the gig. Any disability, because lots of times people with disabilities couldn't find work. This is of course the '80s, so whatever. Who knows how how it was working at that point in time? But they were kind of like a charitable organization. You know what I'm saying? But of course they were a store and trying to hustle and stuff like that there. But that was their main point. It's like they were hiring people who normally could not be gainfully employed elsewhere, just because society was on some bullshit, and giving them an opportunity to have a job, and that's what made them like a good operation to fuck with. I have no idea what their impetus is at this point in time.
Yeah. When I first started working there, a lot of the staff was like churchy older black women, especially that particular location I was at. But that's because apparently the lady who was the manager prior to the guy who was the manager who hired me was a churchy older black lady, so she hired churchy older black ladies. And then when that guy took over, he started hiring more younger people. Like there was young girls. He treated it kind of like a strip club, where like he hired big dudes to work the warehouse, and then he hired cute young girls to be the cashiers.
Now, this is where I feel like they fucked up, because older churchy black ladies don't know what True Religion jeans are.
So that was the thing. A lot of them ended up leaving because they didn't like the new manager. They didn't like his personality. They didn't like the way he was managing, and a lot of them ended up leaving. A couple of them, like the lady who was the manager prior to him, she had left to go take the store that was the main store on East 55th down at the office down there, like where the local headquarters was. And a couple of them, though, like she had hired there, they transferred to go move to that store with her because they didn't want to leave her. And they didn't want to be with the other dude.
Makes sense.
So on Google's website, it says, Goodwill Industries International has a plan to collaborate with like-minded partners to ensure everyone has had the skill and support needed to earn a good job, advance in a sustainable career, and provide for their family. So they still claim to be doing the old school, basically trying to take care of people who otherwise couldn't get a gig. The dramatic reshaping of the labor market is having an outsized impact on people who can least afford to bear the burden. Individuals in low-wage jobs, those with a high school education or less, women and individuals who identify as Black or Latina have disproportionately high levels of income loss due to reduced hours, lowered wages, furloughs, and layoffs, discussing COVID.
It was the same thing when I first got hired in there because we just had gone through the housing crash.
Yeah.
So like when I got a job there, how jobs were hard to come by back then. Like I remember we had people who were like were like fucking nurses, like nurses and shit that like couldn't find a medical job that were applying to Goodwill because there was like nothing out there.
That's wild. But what have you discovered in your research? Have y'all found a place that says, I think this place is ethical, and I would like to maybe give the clothes to them to be?
No, I don't think we quite found a place because like those yellow bins that'll be in front of stores. It says World something on there.
Yes.
Though they just wash those clothes and ship them overseas. That's all for profit.
They do that, and then they also sell them in bulk to Goodwill. When I worked there were times where our donations would be slow. So there was times where they actually would go buy those bulk clothes from that company so that we would have stuff in the store to process.
Wow. Is there a local shelter maybe that can use it? You know what I'm saying? Women's shelter or something like that?
They sometimes they'll take stuff, but they have parameters that didn't make sense for us. Like,
okay.
You just want to send stuff, and they're like, well, it needs to be folded, it needs to be this, it needs to be that. I'm like, dude, we just trying to get rid of these clothes.
Well, I know we were talking about it after I got my quilt. Maybe going through and finding whatever you would like to make maybe a quilt with, and then I have one of Xander's baby blankets. I have two of Lee's little baby dresses, but I think that's about all I actually have. And I got one of them Binky. I think it's Lee's Binky. And that's it. That's about all I kept from the whole realm of clothes from that.
Yeah,
regard.
I actually would like to learn how to. Well, I know how to sew a little bit, but I want to learn how to sew with a sewing machine so I can make a quilt.
I know for a while there, my mom was donating clothes to a church, I think in Garfield Heights. The church would like take the donations and kind of have like a cachet, we'll call it, of clothes for like the needy. So like they wouldn't sell it off for profit or anything. Like they would keep it and then like distribute it to those who needed it.
Yeah. Maybe it's as simple as that. Finding some church around the way that is constantly looking for a hand,
Yeah.
But that is an interesting conundrum to kind of bump into.
Well, because that's the thing. Like, if you haven't worked in we'll call it charity industry, you think that like you give something to a store and then it all stays there and like they sell it for cheap and it goes to people and like there's just so many more layers involved in all of that like you're not aware of unless you've like spent time behind the curtain. Like when I worked there, they would hire people like you were talking about, like maybe a little disabled, couldn't work in another place, but like could work in Goodwill. Well, they could work there as long as they kept up with all the like, I guess, like non-disabled people. And if they couldn't keep up, they wouldn't keep them. Like there was a program there that was for training like people with disabilities, but like they were kind of like free labor. It was a government-run program that would come into the store and work from like 8 to noon or something like that. And Goodwill didn't pay them. I think Goodwill may have even gotten paid for them being in the store. It was kind of like they got 4 hours of free labor out of all the people in the program, and then they got paid to let them be there.
It's some shifty, shady shit in the world, in the realm of charitable organizations.
And
because Goodwill uses the community service people for free labor, because that was how they got away with keeping our staff numbers low and our pay low, because like they would use a lot of free labor from community service and then that disabled work training program to make up the difference.
I did community service out of Goodwill before.
That was the program I used to run there. Because like I was a store manager and we didn't have like quote unquote like job titles per se when it came to certain aspects of how the business was run, but I was kind of like the unwritten manager of the court community service program for that store. So like I checked all the time cards, I accepted all the new applicants. You know, like there was a time where and this is when I was young, and I'm surprised this dude didn't kill me. But I got in the face of like a 350-pound, like 6'7" black dude, and I told him to go home because he wasn't listening to what I was telling him to do. And I was like a 23-year-old white kid, 6'1", you know, like I don't know. It was just like I was like not trying to flex, but like he just kept not like doing what we asked him to do, and I was just like, all right, well, someone's got to tell this motherfucker to get the hell out of here. I guess it's gonna be me.
Oh man.
Well, I was
surprised that I would have thought I would have caught a 2-piece, but you know,
I wasn't that brazen. All I did was I threw the bags they told me to throw, and that was it. I did about 4 hours and dipped.
That was basically what it was. Is like I was just asking him to take the trash out and make sure that like it got spread out evenly in the dumpster. And it was just like, nah. All right, well, get the fuck out of here. Go to jail.
It's so easy.
Yeah, they don't give violent offenders that kind of community service. It's usually traffic stuff.
Yeah, it'd be like seatbelt stuff, DUI. Well, we weren't even allowed to take violent offenders. Like they had like specific
they
things
won't.
that
They won't give it to them.
Sometimes like the court will give community service to certain types of offenses, but Goodwill itself had a policy to not take people with violent offenses and things like that. So it does come up. Like say like a kid who just turned 18 gets into a fight. He might not go to jail. They might just give him community service, but because it was a violent act, Goodwill wouldn't accept him.
Yeah, I've had some really good community service experiences, like because all my like everything I've ever done was like it's been traffic stuff. Like one time, I did Goodwill once. I did cleaning a church once. Another thing I got time I did community service at a hockey rink in Warrensville. And I was like, man, this place is cool. I wouldn't mind having a weekend time here. But
man, there were some people who like you're talking about like were in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like 8 hours, they'd come spend a Saturday there and they'd be done. I had one dude who did 1,000 hours.
Damn.
He had like 2 years to get it done, and he like dicked around the first year. So there was literally like those last 6 months where like
he was cramming.
He was there with me every evening, and then like on Saturdays and shit too. Like he spent some Sundays there. Like he was there. Like it was like he was on staff.
What the fuck did he do to be there for 2 years? Damn.
Well, they gave him 2 years to complete it.
Okay.
So like it was just the fact that like he dicked around on not showing up for a while in the beginning, but it was a DUI offense.
Oh.
And because I had another guy who did 500 hours for DUI stuff.
Whew, man, like I remember I think the first judge, because I mean it was my first time ever. Like it had to be like stopping a red light, or I mean not stopping at a red light or something like that. It was the first time I got like 8 hours, and I had to come for 2 weekends. But the rest of the time is like the judge like, okay, 4 hours. Mm-hmm. But that I remember like it was like it wasn't like a club, but it's just like it was like 2 dudes I went to high school with. it was a bunch of people I knew. Like we was in the back talking on our break and stuff. Like I ain't do shit. Yeah, blah, blah. It was really fun. But then the second time is when I did it at the hockey rink, and like I was just sitting there. I remember the judge asked me what I did for a living. It was like, okay, well, um, like I sat there and did paperwork at the hockey rink. Like it was like, well, you can fill out these forms for us, and I just sat there for 4 hours filling out forms on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, man. Like most of the shit that we'd have them do, because like the people who were there for a long time, like the 500-hour dude, we would train him on something that was like a daily store task.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would train him to sort clothes, because like Goodwill doesn't wash those clothes. They come into the store and like whatever the person decides to donate them in, then the person who works there rips open a bag or whatever they come in, goes through them. If they're dirty, they go into a baler bin, which those get weighted and shipped overseas. So that Goodwill makes a profit on those. And then whatever's like clean to the eye and good to sell in the store
You
gets
can't see the
priced.
cum.
Yeah, you can't see the cum. They don't blacklight it. So like if it's clean to the eye and good enough to sell, they put the tag on, they put it on a hanger, and it goes in the store. There is no washing process. There's no laundry.
Yeah.
So like when you try shit on there, you're doing it at your own risk. But like yeah, like if we had people who were working like a couple 100 hours or something, it's like we would spend some time and like train them to sort clothes or something like that, but most of the time it was like the people with the short hours. It'd be like, oh, go sweep the store, or go grab the shopping carts, or take the trash to the dumpster, or, carry this dresser to this person's car, or like, that kind of shit.
Yeah. And this is my last comment. I remember like years ago when I dropped off stuff at the Goodwill, they'll fill out the tax sheet. The dude just handed me the tax sheet and that was it. I can fill it out and put whatever I want down.
Yeah, like when I first started working there, we were kind of just like real meticulous about it. But like after a while, we were just kind of like, it got to the point where like I was giving people credit for extra bags. I'd be like, oh, you donated 15 bags of clothes. Here you go. Like, I don't care, because like I'm not filling out the value. It doesn't ding the store in any way. All you really need it is in case you get audited.
Yeah. Well, we got the receipt that's free and clear. Like, we can put 78 bags out if we wanted to.
Yeah, you really could.
I donated an entire home's worth of material, Your Honor.
Yeah, you donated. Your aunt retired and moved to Florida. You cleaned out her house. You donated a dining room table set, a TV, some lamps, a couch, some bags of clothes. Because you cleaned out her house, man. Estate sale.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, what about the rest of you?
I had to work to Cleveland Food Bank as probation as one of my arrests.
That's not the question, man. I'm just saying if you had any other stories you want to share this week.
I thought we were talking about our charitable work.
No.
I mean, if Gabe wants to talk about the time he did community service, that's fine. I'm not gonna tell him no.
All right.
Just figure you share how your week went and so forth and so on.
Nothing to talk about. Me and the boy tomorrow might go see a movie because it's dad. It's one-on-one time with dad and my oldest son.
Did you go see
Black Widow? No, not yet. That's going to be. My daughter wants to go see that, and she's like, you don't go see that without me. So if it's,
Did anybody see? Did any of you guys see it yet?
I did.
I have not seen it.
Was it good?
I love all Marvel movies, so it's relatively easy. But that one in particular has a real good about. It's like you never knew how much you needed the Marvel movies to come back until you get one. You're like, oh, okay, this really fills a hole that I didn't realize I had. This whole goddamn 16, 18 months of fucking bullshit.
Shit, I just watched the Loki finale for the second time right before we started recording.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes of Loki.
Is Loki good?
It's the best of the Marvel series.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that last episode, it's like I'd be like, this is where they spent their money. They spent a lot of money on that episode, and you wouldn't even think it. But it's like that start alone. I'm like, yeah, they really was like, we got some dough left over. You want to spend it now? Like, yeah, let's spend it now.
Well, like how WandaVision got like nominated for all these awards, I could easily see Loki getting that kind of treatment next go around.
Next year. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, Black Widow is way dope, way exciting. Like I said, exciting Marvel flick. It's a post credit scene. Did not do much for me, but basically I know it's a lot of like, you gotta, how it was supposed to have gone is you should have got that post credit sequence, and then you would have gotten the post credit sequence in Captain and Winter Soldier, and you would have been like, who the fuck is this broad? And you still either way are still like asking, who the fuck is this broad? What is going on with her? So that is going places. But damn good, man. A damn fun movie, man. I was very impressed with it.
Okay. Might go see that Saturday with the two oldest.
There you go. What's up?
Well, yeah, and I'll maybe I'll start Loki tomorrow.
So like someone like you, Gabe, you have like all these kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the movies, like, would it be more cost efficient for you as a family to go to the movies, or to say like have Disney Plus and to spend the $30 to get it at home?
If the whole family's watching it, it might be more cost efficient to watch it at home. But they want to see it in the theater. And my two youngest kids, they don't have any interest in this movie. They're not going to be able to sit through it.
Yeah, because it's something that I've talked about with my buddy. Like, if you went like opening night, like say like him and his girlfriend went opening night, the 2 tickets for them to go to the movies to see it, it's going to be comparable to the cost of just buying it on Disney Plus and watching it at home. But like, I think for some movies, I wouldn't want to do that. Like Black Widow, I probably would, because I don't care enough to like that would be one I'd be willing to watch at home for the cost if I was sharing the cost with somebody else. But like coming down the pipe, like Eternals seems important enough to where like I'd want to go see that one in theaters. Like Shang-Chi or whatever, like to me that's kind of like Black Widow. Where like right now I have no personal attachment to a guy that I just heard about for the first time a couple months ago. I'd never heard of the character ever in my life before the trailer.
It's a good looking movie though.
So it could. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just gonna say I fuck with that actor because I love this Canadian show Kim's Convenience, and he was in that show, and then like he shows up on the screen. Vanessa's like, "That's Jung," and I'm like, "Do it," and I'm like, "Oh shit, it really is." Like, well, I fuck with that dude, so I'm all the way in for Shang-Chi. Plus, it came out like 3 days before my
The oldest son?
Yeah, from Kim's Convenience.
Wow.
He is Shang-Chi, correct?
Yeah. Well, like Shang-Chi, like I have no personal attachment to it, so like it can either end up with like Black Widow for me, where like Black Widow, like I already know shit about, like I haven't seen the movie yet, and I haven't actually looked up spoilers, but there's been so much talked about of the shit that would come out of that movie that I feel like I already know the major plot points of the movie. I already know what happens to the character, like multiverse notwithstanding. Yeah. And then, like, based on what T just said, I know the fucking end credits scene now because I've already seen Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Dead ass. It might as well be the same fucking scene.
And plus,
just a different character.
Plus, I already knew that like person was supposed to be in that movie, and that the movie was supposed to come out before the show. So like, that's the problem with like the way COVID pushed things. News reports came out, and like stuff got jumbled up. So it's like I've heard some of the stuff, and like you see the trailer, it's like I know fucking Taskmaster's in the movie because I saw him in the goddamn trailer on YouTube.
I only know because they made Taskmaster toys.
That's the other thing. It's like a lot of this shit gets spoiled because the toy lines come out. Like I've already seen characters for Shang-Chi because Funko Pops are already fucking hitting the internet streets. It's like merchandising has hurt movies for me a lot in the past. Because like a lot of the characters end up coming out in the toy announcements, and it ruins the potential like surprise of them coming to the movie.
That is a take. I never. I don't feel like I've been spoiled on anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at spoilers that way. Sometimes like if some real surprising shit has been snatched up from me, I'm be like, damn, I'll be waiting this whole time for this surprise to happen. But most of the time, I'm old at this point. I just forget that shit was told to me.
It kind of ruins it for me because I go in looking for it. It's like when someone tries to tell me what they thought of something, but like they tell me in a way where like they're not trying to tell me what happens, but they're telling me how they felt about it. Like I have one buddy who's real bad about that. It's like that they came out with a Monster Hunter movie based off the video game.
Yeah.
And like I was gonna watch it, but then he goes and he tells me how much he dislikes it, this, that, and the other, and it's like he killed any kind of momentum I was gonna have to go see that movie. Like now I haven't watched it. You know, it's like not that I thought it would be great, but I was just kind of like, oh, I'll watch that. But then he shit on it so bad where I'm just like, oh shit, but I really want to do this? Or it's like you go into it and like they talk it up so much that like you go into it with these expectations that like it might not be able to reach for you, and like it's not that you dislike it, but you were expecting the moon and the stars, and like maybe you only got the sky, and now you're kind of like shitting on it in a way where like maybe you wouldn't have shit on it if you just went and saw it without any outside influence.
Well, I'm wild hype for Shang-Chi, not just because my man is in it, but also that latest trailer that shows Abomination in it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I wish they didn't spoil that.
In the commercial.
I know it's in the commercial,
but don't put it in the commercial. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, you know, like,
I feel like if because they're very Disney and Marvel is pretty good about sometimes just outright telling you lies. You'll see something in a commercial that was never in the movie. They just sometimes will do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can never take their commercials at full face value, but they have said yes, that is Abomination. Yes, he's in this movie, and I'm just hype off of that because we hadn't seen Abomination since what was that?
Incredible
Ed
Hulk.
Norton, Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
and that was the first one. That was
no. That wasn't that wasn't the Eric Banner one. That was the Ed Norton one, and that's when they was fighting in like the streets of New York. That video game was good
because that was the one where Tony Stark made the appearance in the post-credit scene, right?
It did. It came out after Iron Man, and in fact, that was those two movies are super important because those two movies start the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because Iron Man did so well, the universe was like, shit, let's see if we can do a little something. So that's how you end up with your second post-credit sequence. And it's Thunderbolt Ross sitting at the bar getting drunk, coming in, and it's you know what I'm saying, this Tony Stark walking in to holler at him. And yeah, man,
I came to this realization the other day that for me, I don't think the Hulk is a good enough character to have solo movies.
Well, won't get him anywhere.
He's a hard one
because he belongs to Universal, and the only way he can be in any movies is to be in an
ensemble.
In an ensemble cast.
Yeah. So, I get that, but I'm just talking about the character in general. Because I feel like the comics, you get a lot of like the Hulk, like the anger and the smashing and all that. But like, you only have to go panel to panel. You don't got to fill 20 minutes of angry grunt smashing, Like, there's only so much development that can be done there. Like, I feel like him being in the ensembles, he's a solid part of the ensemble because it's not like you don't have to worry about developing him so much. But when it's just 2 hours of the Hulk, there's only so much you can work with there. He's non-speaking for half the movie.
Well, that's the point. Like I said, you give him
Professor Hulk.
You give him a lot of banner, and that's how you end up making it work.
It just needs to be the right writer and the right director. Yeah. Like, who wouldn't want to see like an hour and a half movie or the first half? I mean, in these days and times, who doesn't know about the Hulk? Why do you need you don't need setup and shit no more.
Yep. I like that. Like I said, I think we've come far enough along for Spider-Man and the Hulk and certain characters. But like, you don't need to tell me he was struck by gamma radiation. We good there. So that you can scoop that bullshit away. And we just focus on Banner doing some Banner shit and Hulk doing some Hulk shit, and it's dope. But I hear you. I get it. Where you think like you don't know where that could work as a solo movie.
I feel like I could write a great Hulk movie. The first half an hour to get you in Hulk shit. Second, 15, 20 minutes Banner shit. then some more Hulk shit, then some Banner shit, then the whole last part of the movie, Hulk shit, last 5 minutes, Banner shit. Boom.
I didn't follow the timeline on that quite as well as I probably should have.
Hulk Banner, Hulk Banner.
But I do feel that Hulk Banner Hulk is at least a solid start because like you get to jump into some action
right
away to carry you into the middle of the meat of the movie where like at that point then you're using Banner to kind of like explain what you already saw and then set up the final act. But then to like go Hulk and then switch back to Banner and then back to Hulk again, I feel like that's too much switching. Like I feel like you got to go high, low, high with the Hulk.
But that's part of the comic book though. It's like the fact that he still is Banner in there, and just like for example, in all the Spider-Man comic books, when he runs out of the web fluid. Like that was something that happened all the time in the comic books. Like he ran out of web fluid. What the fuck is he gonna do?
Like sometimes midair.
Yeah, or like in the Incredible Hulk comic books, at the wrong time he was sometimes Banner. Yeah, and I don't know. But that's just my thought. And then I'm sorry. People are paying to hear this, but just not this show.
Well, and I like that whole Spider-Man conundrum. That was why, like the Sam Raimi movies, they went with the he generates the shit out of his wrists. That way, they didn't have to worry about the whole like running out of the fluid shooter stuff. You know?
Yes, I do remember that. That they set that up.
And then I feel like in the new ones, like they use the Tony Stark suits to kind of get around it in that way, where like the suit's just generating it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, again, the combination of Loki, Black Widow, just reinvigorated me. I'm super hyped for more Marvel shit. I'm glad we get like 3 more movies this year. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll take serve them all up. I am down.
I saw like a listing of the timeline this morning. And it's just like for the next like 12 months, man. It's like 6 movies, like 3 TV shows. It's just like you're gonna be eating, sucking, living Marvel for the next 12. Like, just shoot it in my face, Daddy.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. That What If looks amazing. I'm pretty hyped about She-Hulk because I know who the writer is. So and
who's the writer of She-Hulk?
I like the actress. My man Cody Ziegler.
Yeah.
That's who wrote on that. U Song was was an assistant on that. So I'm hyped about.
That's crazy how that all connects back to podcast.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where like I haven't truly yet grasped the concept of just how awesome our fall movie schedule is going to be. Because, like, Ghostbusters was supposed to come out last summer. Like, that's coming out this fall. Yeah. Like, we got all these Marvel movies coming out. Like, this fall is going to be, like, fucking movie central.
Suicide Squad in August. So if you really want to just whatever, like I said, it's going to be, it's Loki, Black Widow here in July. Suicide Squad in August. Shang-Chi in September.
Candyman,
October.
Eternals in November. Spider-Man's in December.
Okay. Then I believe in February or March we get, is it Ant-Man first or is it Doctor Strange first?
Doctor Strange. Ant-Man's not until 2023, I think.
Okay.
Wow, that's a wow.
Yeah.
That'll be here faster than you think.
I'm like, well, I mean, because all these things are like say
actually. It might even be Thor before Doctor Strange. It's it's real close. Like I think they're like back to back, but I don't remember the order.
Yeah,
I don't want to look it up.
Yeah, and like we got the Hawkeye show coming up on Disney Plus, like in a couple months.
All right, there it is. Okay, so here's your upcoming your upcoming movies. Let me just throw the list out for myself because they have a list here, and I'm like, that didn't seem to be. So we get Shang-Chi in September. Eternals November, Spidey December, Doctor Strange is March. So Doctor Strange is up first. Thor Love and Thunder, May. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, July. The Marvels, November of next year. Ant-Man, February. So it is a February, just 2023. That's where I got that from. Guardians, May of 2023. And then we kind of mixed Deadpool in there this week when we got him in Korg sitting there doing a preview of Free Man. That also looks pretty good. So if we talking about movies, I kind of want to see Free Man. So Free Guy, I think, whatever the fuck it is. So I'm just like I said, I'm hype off of this shit, man. I'm just excited for more Marvel shit. And I know at some point somebody's gonna be like, I'm sick of Marvel shit and blah blah blah. But for right now, they ain't did me dirty yet. So
people have been saying that, and like they've been good though.
I might have felt like that before Loki, but now after Loki, like I'm 100% invested again. Like I'm all in.
Yeah, goddamn, that shit was so good.
Did you get that Miles Morales comic that Zig wrote?
No, but I smacked the shit out of that mic. Sorry. I just was gonna read it on my iPad.
Okay.
So that was just the intent with that particular one. I actually was you can't see it. I was going through the comics I got on my shelf. So that little stack is all the hip hop covers. Mm-hmm. And then these are just some loosies that I copped some stuff of, and I actually just was like, I need to read through my damn comics, and I got like this drawer right here to my immediate left is the late X-Men run from maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago now that I copped because X-Men's my guy, so and they gave him a nice little run, so I was like, let me buy those, and I got a bunch of the variant covers and shit, so that's pretty hype. So. E-Man's out here, man. I don't collect a lot of physical comics no more. But that's it. Like I said, I read comics. These movies is coming out. Why the Last Man is about to drop later this year. I'm super excited to watch that show.
That movie a TV show?
TV show on FX. So
okay, that should be good then.
That's a series, yeah.
That's a comic that lends itself to a series more than a movie.
Yeah. Oh, surely, yeah. Unless you made a bunch of movies, which But yeah, so it's a lot of like Box said, it's a lot of stuff coming here in the latter half of 2021 that I'm wildly excited for myself. So I'm with you on that. So that's what's up. All right, has everybody spoke their truth for the week?
I didn't have much to say.
Fair enough.
I started off the comic discussion by talking about seeing movies. The movie we were talking about seeing is Space Jam: New Legacy, and I'm like, it's got bad reviews, and I didn't see the first Space Jam. I'm like, do I need to see the first Space Jam?
It's on Hulu.
I don't imagine so, but I'm gonna watch that, but it's gonna be on HBO Max, so I'm just gonna watch it at home.
Yeah. It's like the first Space Jam ain't that good. Some people might have a history.
Whoa. You watch your goddamn mouth.
Again, some people have a history of. My problem with the first Space Jam is at that point it was a bit after Mel Blanc had died, so I was not used to the new voice of the various Looney Tunes. I was like, I don't like these guys at all. I'm used to years and years of Mel Blanc's version of this character. So all this shit sounds weird to me. I didn't fuck with Michael Jordan, and so it's like
you did fuck over the Cavs.
In general, I just didn't fuck with Michael Jordan, and so I just didn't fuck with Space Jam. I'd probably would be more likely to fuck with this Space Jam because it's got Don Cheadle in it. It's got a weird ass looking like you could have all the bad guys in the Warner Brothers collection on the bad guy side this go around. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So I don't know. It's like I said, I feel like I straight up can't trust reviewers lately because like every episode of Loki up until this last one, IGN gave to me wildly middling reviews of. They was all 6s and 7s, and I'm like, what the fuck is you watching? Because this show is so much better than that. So it's like I've been very much distrustful of cinematic criticism lately because motherfuckers really be on that whole. They want art. And it's like sometimes I just want a goddamn good time, bro. Especially after a year and a half being locked in my house. So I like the Tomorrow War just fine, and I know most critics is like this is crazy and blah blah, and this is bullshit and so forth and so on. I'm just like I can't call it, man.
Tomorrow War to me was like
Space Jam.
Tomorrow War to me was like a 7.
Perfectly cromulent 7.
Yeah, like it was an alright movie.
Exactly. Sometimes that's all you need, man. It's
Yeah.
like, so Space Jam will probably be an all right movie.
Yeah, if this Space Jam was like a 7, like that's fine. Like I know that the original Space Jam's not like a fucking like masterpiece, but like it's a cultural iconic movie for like people of my generation. Like I remember like my family. I think to this day, I could be wrong, but I've lived through 35 Christmases, and as far as I can remember, that's the only movie that I've ever gone and seen on Christmas. My whole family, like we had a family get together for Christmas that day. Like my whole family, like my dad's whole side of my family. And then after dinner, we all got into like multiple cars and went to the movies and saw Space Jam as a family.
That's a great movie.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I just can't expect this movie to be that level of excitement and campy all in one.
Yeah.
Space Jam is almost a perfect movie.
The thing about it, though, like I think it's going to hurt this new one, is that LeBron is very divisive in as far as people's opinions of him. People either really love him or they really go out of their way to try and like troll him and fuck with him. Whereas like Jordan, I don't feel like got that same level of trolling, and it could be new social media age is skewing me, but like it's like people
James
really compared LeBron to Jordan, and like this is not going to help avoiding that conversation.
Surely. But LeBron James is currently in fucking Fortnite. He'll do just Ducky. Because there are plenty of children who look up to LeBron James like plenty of children looked up to Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. It'll be fine. And I think it's nothing but helped that this movie is available on HBO Max.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so forth. It'll do just Ducky.
If my boy wants to see it, my boy's gonna get to see it in theater, and that's what he because it's his night to pick out what he wants.
Yeah, props, man. So
and chicken fingies can be available.
They changed that whole menu at that at the Regal, and it's just like, so now they got Pepsi instead of Coke. They got Red Vines instead of Twizzlers. I actually told Vanessa I'm probably going to write to Regal about the Red Vines Twizzler situation. I do not.
Wait! You guys don't sneak in your own snacks?
Situationally, but this time I didn't. I went and let me tell you something. For the first time,
he eating beans.
This nigga eating beans. For the first time in years, we finished popcorn at the movie. We got a medium popcorn, butter popcorn, and we actually finished that bag.
Medium
I ain't finished a bag of popcorn movies ever. Well, I mean, not ever, but like I said, it's been a long time where it's just been like we actually together managed to knock out a bag of popcorn. I was impressed.
Man, back in the day, I remember sneaking a 3-liter of Faygo in to when I saw Orange County.
You really was eating beans. This nigga really was eating beans, y'all. Oh my god! I remember going to see Roger Rabbit, and my mama took like a whole ass gyro in that bitch, and I was so wildly embarrassed because I was a child, and I was like, "Fuck, man, this is fucked up." It felt fucked up. It felt illegal because with signs everywhere, no outside food. But shit, her ass show did.
Tzatziki sauce or no?
I don't recall. It was Roger Rabbit, so I'm gonna go with fuck it. I'm gonna go with tzatziki sauce. Yeah.
When I used to
pro tzatziki sauce.
I used to always sneak in Popeye's chicken fingers and fries to the movies when I used to go to Chicken Square all the time. I know they smelled that chicken in my pocket.
Yo, Popeye's supposedly got nuggets dropping.
I heard.
My kids. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I was thinking about seeing Black Widow maybe this weekend. Now I'm like, I kind of want to go see it and sneak in candy.
I'm just saying right now, go see it at the Great Northern. I keep telling people sleeping on Great Northern, but not to sleeping on it. I think people don't realize it's open again, so nobody go there.
Well, like for me, it's really hard to go to other theaters when I've got a theater by me one exit away. It's literally a 2-minute drive, you know?
Yeah,
I thought you were just saying you have one in your basement.
True.
Well, that's part of why I brought up the whole Black Widow Disney Plus discussion, because I have a 110-inch projector downstairs with a $3,000 surround sound system that I bought. Yeah. I have my own in-home theater, so like if these like offerings were more affordable for like a single person, which I know like they don't want to charge less because they feel like groups of people are going to get together and watch these movies. They don't want to lose the revenue. I get it. But if it were like more affordable for me to watch it solo, some of these movies I would not go see in theaters. I would just watch it at home.
I was just about to say you have enough willing friends where you can have a Black Widow party. If you don't bring in like a chip in a couple bucks, you got to bring food. That's how we used to do with fight parties.
Well, the problem
nobody out for beans.
The problem is a lot of them were like stir crazy and wanted to go to the movies, so they actually rented a theater and went and saw it on opening night.
Okay.
Oh.
I think I'm the only one at this point who hasn't seen it of like that group.
That click, yeah. Also, Cruella was way good. I would tell you to see Cruella. I would tell you, the listener, if possible, because I don't know how long it's been at this point. See Cruella in the theater. It was such a spectacle that I really enjoyed it on the big screen, and you know.
It seems like it'd be way more interesting than 101 Dalmatians.
Considerably.
Like I never gave a shit about 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, it's a way fun movie that they take twists and turns through. It's gorgeous. It's shot in a way that constantly I'm sitting there. I was just like, wow, this is really well shot. This is an interesting take on the character, and so forth. And
do they make her sympathetic?
Yes, but in a very good way because the way the same way they did with
Angelina Jolie
in
I'm out.
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
So
Corella's so dope. I'm telling you right now, it's just like when I get it. You want reason to not fuck with it, but I'm telling you already.
All I'm saying is, this movie gave you a reason that this bitch used to skin dogs and make coats out of them. Now she cool.
She did not skin them dogs.
That's because she never got a chance to. Yeah.
And see, that's the kind of movie that if it was like $12 to rent it at home, I might do that if I was like, Saturday night, I got nothing going on, there's nothing on. I might pay $12 to rent it rather than paying
premiere access. Yeah.
Whereas like, Eternals, I'm gonna go to the theaters to see that. Like Marvel's more than likely gonna pull me to the theater. Yeah. But those random offshoot things that I'd like only kind of want to see, that's where I want to watch it at home.
Yeah, it was just date night, and we was like, and Vanessa was super wanting to see because I really didn't want to see it at first.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I said, it was 4 people in the theater, me and her and another couple.
Yeah, I think date night's a perfectly valid reason. Like if I had to do a date night of any kind, I would totally understand that. Yeah.
And like I said, it truly ended up being a great movie, and I highly recommend. I think that's one I want to buy. I almost was like, should I get these this $30 and so I can just watch it here at home? But I'm like, I'll simply buy it when it comes out on 4K, and we'll just keep it moving that way. But great movie, Cruella, way better than it had any right to be. And it got a sequel, so I already got a sequel greenlit, so that'll be fun to see.
We should start skinning some dogs.
It's the dogs in that movie that do play a part in that movie are very interesting to the overall plot of that movie. Like I said,
and she don't smoke the cigarette.
But I think a lot of times they don't smoke movies no more. So
they don't smoke in movies.
She didn't have to smoke it. She just could have had it in her hand.
Yeah, I'm almost positive she did have one in her hand at some point, like the long cigarette holder. So it's very much. I think you'd watch it and you fuck with it.
I think I should write a movie called I couldn't think of a clever pimp name. But
man, that cigarette holder, how effective do you think that thing is? Like, do you gotta have some tremendous lung strength to be able to suck cigarette smoke down that thing?
Yeah, what's the point of it? It's just for show?
Well, it's to keep the smell of smoke off your fingers.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because ladies didn't want to be having smoking, and they don't want to be burning their fingers when they light their smokes up. You know what I'm saying? Just want to know.
Hunter Thomas had one.
Are we sitting here thinking that like hypothesizing that Cruella's got like some strong lung strength, like a good vacuum on that one?
Well, she can suck up a dick. I don't really know.
It's a great movie. I'm just gonna leave it at that, man.
All right.
You know how we roll, people. We after we get through all of the rigmarole, we try to stick a fork in this bitch by heading to the mean streets of Reddit. I have pulled a selection, and I'm going to tell you that I read. Which one did I read? One of these I read that I was like, this is interesting.
Okay. You can't if you read it in advance, you can't play the game.
Well, yeah, and that's okay. Okay, so I read these two, and I'll tell you. I'm going to read them out to you, and I'll tell you which ones I read as I'll read them out to you. First one: am I the asshole for only going to black salons?
That's really interesting.
Am I the asshole for calling my wife a hypocrite? Read this one. Am I the asshole for turning my stepmom and my dad laughing stock in front of the whole family? Read that one. Both of those are very interesting. I'll just tell you that. Am I the asshole for telling my stepdad and mom they shouldn't be surprised at what my little brother said to them when they pulled a prank on them? We were just talking about pranks recently. I have no idea what's going on there. Am I the asshole for going on an outing without my partner? And am I the asshole for walking out of a house after the host told me feel free to leave because she doesn't like people in her house?
No. You just follow the instructions.
I kind of want to know about the stepbrother who said something after the prank.
Fair enough.
Because I only go to black salons. I'm black. I mean,
this person is not.
No, I didn't think that person would be an asshole for just going to black salons. Just go to where you want to go.
Well, we'll knock those two out. Let's start with I'll save the best for the dessert for last. We'll do the one Anthony wants. We'll do this black salon one right quick. Am I the asshole for only going to black salons? Hi there. This is my first post, and this is a throwaway. I'm a 30-year-old white woman with thick, curly brown hair. 3C, if you know what that means. I've always struggled with my hair and was adopted into a family of people with straight hair who couldn't care for my hair properly, leading to huge knots and regularly getting my hair massacred by scissors to make it short to be easier to deal with. When I went to uni, I met my best friend, who is black and has a similar hairstyle to me, and when noticing my struggle, helped me out. She showed me hair products from brands intended for black people that really helped with my hair quality, and even took me to salons she went to that catered for black hair types. My hair has been amazing ever since. They've been the only people to understand how to care for my hair and make it look nice. Onto the actual argument. Me and some friends from work went out for dinner, and we were talking about our hair, and I commented that I go to a salon that specializes in black hair care. One of the women, also white, commented that it was inappropriate for me as a white woman to take advantage of black products and services that should only be used by black people. When I asked why, she said it's kind of cultural appropriation. Stop. The others there agreed with her, and I felt uncomfortable ever since. I don't know if she's right and if I am in the wrong. I don't even know if what I'd do if it was wrong, as I don't want to go back to salons that butchered my hair before.
First of all, she adopted. She might be black and don't know it.
It's passing, but I don't think this woman's an asshole.
I'm still gonna stick with no.
She found people that can do with her hair what needs to be done with her hair. I think her friends want to be woke and just aren't. And that's okay. It's okay. You want to be woke because some people just want to stay asleep. But it's not cultural appropriation to find products that work with your hair and find people who can do your hair that just happen to be black. If anything, you supporting a black business. How the fuck I look sending you away from that?
Yeah, the chicken place up the street that's black owned. I shouldn't go there anymore.
I mean, according to this woman's white friends, but can't trust them anyway.
Yeah, so no, not the asshole.
The big glow in the dark comment. Every now and again we get one of these that motherfuckers like showing wild love to. Says, not the asshole. Black woman here with 4C hair. You use the products and resources that best suit your needs. It wouldn't be black versus white issue if the beauty industry recognized the need and taught students how to do all types of hair. Fair point.
There you go.
Not only that, this is another response. Not only that, but the OP is helping black-owned business, which I just said, this way, whereas her friends seem like they the kind to accidentally find out a shop is they like is black-owned and then brag about it online without actually ever buying anything from it, but making it seem like they're single-handedly keeping their business afloat. Yeah, she need new friends, or need to have her friends need to do some learning.
Tara always breaking people up.
Look, I've been very good lately about trying to not break people up. But if your friends is telling you that you culturally appropriating because you get your hair done by black women, it's not like she walking out here with braids, apparently. You know what I'm saying? And so
I saw somebody at Great Wolf Lodge with some braids, and I don't know, it's like she was either tan or she was mixed, and I was like, what's going on with that?
Well, y'all went to a swimming place. And having your hair braided is usually the best practice.
It's a protective hairstyle.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
maybe she was part black.
Indeed, or maybe she just really like both.
Maybe she had 4C hair, whatever the fuck that means.
It's the type of curl. It's the curl pattern.
Oh,
and as long as you don't got a bunch of beads in your hair, then it's really okay to have braids in there.
All right, there was no beads.
Are they really braids if you don't have the beads, though?
Yes.
This person said, I didn't even know I had curly hair until I went to a salon with a Jamaican friend and they cornered me. And then somebody responds beneath them, LOL, saying, my natural hair texture is actually quite wavy, but growing up, my mom only used, and therefore I only used, cheap 99-cent shampoo and conditioner, which was awful for it. My hair was always dry and stripped of oils, and I thought I was just like that. It lay flat on the top of my head and would only try to curl up on the ends because of it. And my mom was always fighting with the hair straightener when I was a preteen, which I continued doing well into my 20s. I thought I had straight hair that's just stubbornly curled up at the ends. A friend of mine is a stylist and I told her my hair was always kind of dry and got poofy in the winter, etc. So she recommended me some products and told me to avoid heat on my hair for a while. So I used the new products and just let it air dry and didn't straighten it. Y'all, turns out I have natural mermaid waves. The fuck?
Mermaid waves.
How funny. I don't know. My daughter has wildly curly hair, and until she was old enough to start taking better care of it herself, I had to take care of it after her mother passed, or just when I had them, even when her mother was alive, and I had the kids, and I'm just not good at hair. And she would have knots, and I'd have to try to comb through them damn knots, and she'd be crying. And it's like, I remember my sister crying while mom used to comb her hair, so I was like, I'm just living this life that I've lived already once before, and I was so bad at it. But both my children have gotten old enough and have kind of figured they had a hair out and what products to use and so forth, and we are better for it. But trust me, as a father of children with a curly hair, it is a challenge. It has been a challenge some days to take care of their heads of hair. So I'm glad this person has found a proper hair care person. And again, like I said, you just need better friends.
Yeah, sometimes you do.
So tis what it is. What did my man? You said you want the stepdad joke. All right, here we go. We didn't decide on that. I said not the asshole. Gabe said not the asshole. What did you other two thought on that one?
Not the asshole.
I agree.
Fair enough. All right, let's play guess the asshole on this one. I'm going to read you the title.
Time to play guess the asshole.
And I have not read this, so I'm unaware as well, so I can play this game. Am I the asshole for telling my stepdad and mom they shouldn't be surprised at what my little brother said to them when they pulled a prank on him?
There's a lot of layers here. I'm gonna go for a long shot, and I'm gonna say asshole.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with not the asshole.
Okay.
Asshole.
Asshole, because I'd like to see where this goes. So, Box, you're the odd man out. This go. Let's see. Am I the asshole for telling my stepdad and mom they shouldn't be surprised at what my little brother said to them when they pulled a prank on them? I, 20, female, am an older sister to my little biological brother, 17, male, who finished high school last year. My little brother and I are really close. He says I'm the best friend he has, and he loves me more than anyone. Of course, this is not true. He has many friends of his own. My brother has been asking our stepdad slash mother if he could get a new car for his grad party since last year. He said he'd pay 50 to 75% with his own hard-earned money while they paid the rest. They said no. I have a car, but I had been working for one. They helped me pay off for it. Okay. So my brother's arguments with our parents got heated. After a while, one time I told my brother that I'd help him pay off expenses for a good car once I got my own. He hugged me and said I didn't need to worry, that he owed way more than I owed him. He owed me way more than I owed him. But he continued to press our parents all last year until they gave in and said yes, like they did for me. Note that our stepdad and my brother have a negative relationship for the most part. Our bio mother and stepdad got together soon after our bio dad and mom divorced when we were little. My brother thinks the stepdad and mom were seeing each other before our parents divorced. And to be honest, I think that might be true. Not certain though. Anyway, my stepdad, mother, and brother compromised and said they'd get him the car in 2021 so that people don't gawk at him at the graduation party. June this year, my brother and stepdad slash mother are still on about the car. Now, the argument getting loud and lasting hours into the evening. My stepdad was getting into screaming matches with my brother over it, but they reached a final compromise of the car being bought last week. The fated morning comes, and my brother wakes up to our stepdad and mom guiding him outside to a car, but not his, our mother's. Stepdad used his and my brother's money on a dumb prank, bought a completely different model of car, and said it was for our mother. Our mother and stepdad just laughed and kissed each other. My brother didn't lose it. He didn't even look angry. He just looked dead in our stepdad's eyes and said, and I'm not joking, verbatim, "You might think I'm fucking stupid. You might think whatever, but I'm just better than you, bro. You know what I know? You know that. I know that. And our mom is a fucking idiot for staying with a prick like you. But I'll make you wish you'd never fucking met us. I promise you. You might be laughing now, but you'll be crying later." He then walked off, not even looking back at them as they stared horrified. They asked me what was that about, and I, feeling terrible for my brother, said they had it coming and not to be surprised. So now they grounded both of us. You ain't grounded me when I'm 20 years old. I'm sorry, Pimpin'. You ain't grounded me after I graduated high school.
This is Canada.
I've had to explain the situation to my friends as I can't see them anymore. But I feel so bad for my baby brother, and they back me up on this and ask me to comfort him as much as possible. But our parents are so mad, and they can't see that my brother has had his heart crushed. Am I the asshole? In no way, shape, or form was this person the asshole to begin with.
This person wasn't even involved, but
correct.
The brother was kind of an asshole. Everybody's an asshole in this. I think everybody's an asshole. She's an asshole for making us think that she could be involved. And then,
yeah, she made this about her, and it's not even about her. What an asshole for that.
You're an asshole,
Look,
lady.
I believe it was the prophet Big Worm who said, "Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions." And don't fuck with a motherfucker with his dough to crack a joke, especially. I don't know what you thought you was doing, or why you thought shit was sweet or funny, but it wasn't. And we don't play with motherfuckers' dough. You just don't. So
shit, I've left both of my parents' houses over money and cars. I moved out of my dad's house. Part of the reason I left was because they promised me that car at my graduation, and then they turned around and sold it, which they found out about from listening to this show a couple years ago, because they didn't even realize that they did that shit.
I recall it. I recall it clear.
And then I left my mom's house because my stepdad took my Lincoln Town car, which was my first car, and he scrapped it and kept the money.
Damn.
Even now, I don't know how you have forgiven people sometimes, bruv. Because that shit right there, You know how it is, nigga. A grudge can be held, and it's be like, we don't talk no more, dog. We don't have a relationship anymore because you're fucking with my money.
When they did that, I didn't pay my mom rent for like 2 or 3 months, and then I moved out.
Wow.
So you just made it financially work.
Yeah, I took it upon myself to make it so that they got their money, but then they didn't get any more out of it. I got my value, and then I left.
There you go. That's what's up. Whew. Not the asshole. Your brother's a better person than I am because I would be blasting stepdad, mother everywhere. I call the local news stations and ask if they're interested in the story of parents stealing from their child. I'd tell family, friends, people at church, random strangers on the streets, post about it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, make a YouTube video, everything. Your mother is the worst for letting anyone do this to her child. I want to say so many things that would get me permanently banned. Hate crime. This person says, wait, so your parents use 75% of your brother's money to buy themselves a car as a prank? And the person responds, yes, as awful as it sounds, my brother is destroyed, by my mother especially. Can't your brother report this? They stole his money. Depending on where they live, his money is their money since he's under 18 and a dependent. In the US, it's more difficult for a child to press charges against parents, but the parents cannot just steal assets from a child. It is illegal and they can have charges pressed against them. This depends heavily on the state since he's 17. In some states, this is considered an adult and his assets are his own, not his parents.
Yeah, but they said university, so that's Canada, ain't it?
Also, if they say uni, that could be Canada or the UK or Australia for that matter. Oh, man. I'm trying to see if anybody... Plus you're... Again, this person said the same thing I said. Plus, you're 20. They can't ground you.
Are they spanking you too?
OP, you are 20. Your parents cannot ground you. I know this is not the point of your post, but it would do you well to remind them that you're an adult.
This is the kind of thing where, like, if I were to read an article after this where it's like 17-year-old boy poisons parents and like they die, I'd be like, I understand how he could have possibly come to this conclusion.
This will be my last one I'll read from this one. Thank you, everyone. All the insights mean a lot. I'm working on talking to my brother on a potential legal action like a lawsuit to get the expenses back from our stepfather. My bio dad is generally nice and loving to us. I think he barely tolerates our stepdad and his ex-wife, our mother. And he'll take us back full time if the law allows it. If not, my brother and I will move in together with our own place. Right now, I'm trying to be there for my little brother as much as possible. Lots of cuddles and free food, but he won't stop bawling his eyes out. I'm worried psychological harm has been done to him. Yeah, they have harmed this child mentally. They have.
I know that this is like supposed to be like a touching story and these siblings care about each other and shit, but some of this shit sounds a little too lovey-dovey. Like, you're 20, he's about to be 18, y'all like cuddle crying together and shit over a car.
They're Canadian.
This is how weird porn movies start.
Did y'all see that TikTok I sent y'all where the lady got stuck in the dryer?
I shared that far and wide because that shit made me. I sent that to Gabe.
You both sent it to me.
I sent that to Gabe on via text message. I thought it was so funny. So yeah, that shit was hilarious. I followed that lady because I just thought it was hilarious. I just thought it was just a funny ass whatever. Thank everyone inside means okay. Yeah, we already read that part. So there you go, people. Those are a couple of am out the assholes this week. For the record, the one about the hypocrite is pretty hilarious because this lady was like, "Hey man, could you tell your family to make their own Disney Plus account under their own little profile?"
Yeah, we read that one.
So this is a different one.
So another one. So
they're not fucking up my shows. And they sister did, but they made a funny name, and then this is a couple, and like the wife's mother saw the funny name, was like, what the hell is this about? And so she was mad that she had to explain the shit to her mama.
I did that on Tomboy's Netflix account. His parents used it, and I made a profile and I called it Cock Knocker.
Oh no.
Well, so then I guess the wife let a buddy use the Disney Plus account and let them make their own account underneath there, and he made a weird name, and the wife ain't had shit to say, so their partner was like, "So why it's fucked up that my sister made a weird name, but it's cool that this dude made a weird name?" And it's like, "Get off me, man! Don't be starting no fight with me about this bullshit." And she go, and she asked, "Am I on some bullshit that shit's sweet when her friends do it, but it ain't sweet when my sister does it?" She asked if that would make her an asshole for calling her wife a hypocrite. And I don't think it does.
I don't think so at all.
I think her wife is a hypocrite, and it's okay to point that shit out to her sometimes.
Women be shopping, baby. Women be shopping.
Women be shopping. But that's it, people. We have just given you a show, and we ran that bitch tight. Good job, gentlemen. But you know how we do. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Please subscribe to the YouTube and Twitch channels. Follow us over on Twitter. If you see the show tweeting something out on Twitter, or you see a pinned tweet, please retweet it. Word up to April and others, and my man William Kent and so forth. People who make it a point to share, retweet and share the show and all that good shit. It's dope of you. It just gets the word out and hopefully gets us more listeners. I had somebody respond. We just had somebody respond to the post today, and I was like, I didn't even know this cat listened to the show. It's a guy I follow, and the show, of course, follows on Instagram, and he good people, and I'm like, huh, okay, right on. We were told it was a very funny episode. Good job, guys. So,
yeah, I saw that right before we started recording. It's always nice when we get replies from people who are real and not robots.
Correct. Telling me I should promote it on whatever. I normally go through and delete those. I just haven't done it this week yet. Promote it on this, and this, because they all see them. I guess whatever hashtags I use has them thinking I need to be promoting somewhere.
I keep getting DMs from somebody who's like, "You should sell bracelets for us."
Like, what about me makes you think I should be selling bracelets?
Yeah, I'm like, come on, robot. Pick your audience better.
Read the fucking room. If you want to support the show financially and have a few bucks to toss our way, then join our Patreon, where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. You also have merch available over at tpublic.com/user/StageCrunchyMilk, all one word. And again, they keep just having sales. So take advantage. Jump over there and grab you some gear. Again, April, shout out to the homie. She bought the Skim stamped the style logo and fucks with it. So it looks great on her too. So thank you again, April, for the support and also for rocking our gear. Because it's mighty nice of you. Also, feel free to give us a call. It's 216-302-8763. That's 216-302-8-POD. We would certainly love to hear from you. So it's a delight to have a voicemail message. It's kind of the funnest thing ever. Did that dog come upstairs and start snoring?
No, that's not Lulu. That's Kevin. He gets snorty sometimes. It's some of Boston Terriers and their scrunched up faces.
Yeah, it's quite. How weird. It's like you just got you have some nice some.
He sounded like someone who was trying to like scratch their throat by sucking in air.
Yeah. It was a very noisy background day for me today. This will be a nightmare of editing.
Nope, I told you I came to some terms the week before last that we used to record shows in fucking working restaurants, and people were real fine with it. You will hear our homes when we record remotely, and we sound nicer when we record in person now. So there you go. It's breezy. That's how it gets down, and you will accept it or you won't. And I kind of just refuse to give a fuck.
We'll go to your house and we'll do an upper decker in your toilet.
That's Tatum 216.
Yes.
Yes. That's Lunchbox 2099.
I'm now one android away from perfection.
What's going on there? What is happening?
Oh, it's Dragon Ball Z. So the character Cell, he was made by like this doctor that ran the Red Ribbon Army, and when he awakens, he's like his first form And there were these other characters. It's like a blonde robot, this like black-haired robot, and he has to absorb those robots to get to his perfect form. Like I don't know if I sent you guys the. I don't think I sent you the. I had a meme the other day where it was like a green character, and it was like when you get 8 hours of sleep in one night, and it was like that was perfect Cell, you know.
So what is Majin Buu to all of this? I know the name, and I know the character. Does he have forms? Does he fight?
There are like a different couple forms of Majin Buu, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Kid Buu, like Evil Buu, thick with 3 C's Buu.
Thank you for knowing that and being able to share that tidbit of information. Or to Dragon Ball, I guess. I don't really know it like that.
Yeah. I like Dragon Ball Super is on my list of things that I need to finish. Like, I have a bad habit of starting shows and then not finishing. Like, I started Titans last week. I finished the first season, and it's been over a week now, and I have not put the second season on. And the third season's starting in like 2-3 weeks. I started watching Dragon Ball Super like 2-3 years ago, and I never finished it. Black Lightning's last season's on Netflix now. I haven't bothered to go watch it. Like, I'm very incomplete.
I get that way sometimes. I'm just like, I don't want this to end, so I'm just gonna pretend it didn't.
Black Lightning's one of those shows where I'm glad that it's finally over and that my commitment to it will, like, I won't have it anymore.
Yeah,
because it was a struggle to get through season 3.
CW shows that do it to you.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is. Like, Supernatural was amazing, and then it's like as the time went on, like it was like a cult classic and like a guilty pleasure. But sometimes it was a bit much, and then like I know a lot of the other shows very that teen drama, man. Like after like One Tree Hill and Everwood and all that, it got very very angsty.
Word to Everwood. Okay, word to the first season of Everwood, which is all I fuck with.
Everwood had so much potential, and then like even as I was a teenager watching it, I'm like, man, the plot like continuity on this is real shitty.
When he started veering.
Yeah, Chris Pratt is in that show, right?
Yeah.
Word to my man Treat Williams. Enough treats in this world.
I just remember like he spent like 2 seasons like drooling over Emily Van Camp, and then they finally get together, and it's just like it's like when Doug and Patty Mayonnaise got together, and you think it's gonna be like happily ever after, but then it's just like the gritty realness of the real world comes out, and you're just like, man, not everything is roses, man.
Bruh, that's one of my favorite lines from High Fidelity when he explains how every other chick he always is interested in, he's just in love with the fantasy. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is with her, it is like he goes, it's like for them it's all just sexy underwear, and his girl responds, I have sexy underwear. He goes, you do. He goes, but you also have the ones that just kind of hang over the shower rod and so forth and so on, and it's real, and I'm in love with the real, and so forth and so on. Again, it's kind of why it's up there as one of my favorite movies. High Fidelity. Tell people about it all the time. Anyway, that's the real ODP who is drifting back.
You wouldn't know it from listening. I've been engaged,
sir.
I'm talking.
If I had the video, they'd know you were just.
I wanted a soda with my dinner to get an extra boost of caffeine, and my wife's like, "No, soda's bad for your stomach." It's the combination of chemicals and carbonation that really fucks with me. But I could have used the caffeine, and I knew I needed it.
You gotta get you some of them ahas because they're caffeine.
Yeah, that's true.
They're tasty. I fuck with them. Oh, and
Did you watch the High Fidelity show?
I have not watched the High Fidelity show, and I know I should, but then it's like one of the things is like, I love the book, I love the movie, do I want to fuck with this show where the daughter of one of the main characters, not the main character, but a character in the movie is playing the character of Rob? I don't know if I want that. But who knows? Anyway, I am the Terror 713. You've just been podcast to. If I should be watching High Fidelity the show, you let me know. Yeah, wherever you need to let me know that at. Also, go watch Ted Lasso. Season 2 comes out on July 23rd. I'm not paid to say that. I just want you to really watch Ted Lasso. It's so good. You just been podcast to, and I know you loved it.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.